Hold on a fucking moment. This is like the third multiple review this week. Promise we're gonna review something else tomorrow. Another day, another version of the Fiat Multipler. Welcome back to CDT everyone, it is me Ditto, and today we're reviewing the Fiat Trackitpla, also known as the 1000 Tipler for some reason which I don't actually understand. But, you know, if it's already been being given a nickname, that means that people must like it, right? It also means that if people like it, it must be good, right? Well, I hope so. Let's find out. Well, it's a track-focused multipler. But it isn't the Super Tipler from Easter 2021. So already I've found it seems a little confused about what it's supposed to be. Like, it doesn't know what it's trying to be. It's essentially like a GT3 version of the original Super Tipler. So it's got a wide body, more aggressive aero, that chassis wing, and the new diffuser and stuff. And also, a very cool paint scheme. I mean, I've got mine in black and neon green. Why did I say neon orange? But, as far as I can see, it's quite difficult to actually spec this badly. This isn't, let's say, the most, refined car. It's not the sort of thing where you go and paint it like... It's not a Rolls Royce, let's say. It's deliberately brash. And I love it for that. It also means that you don't have to go and paint it in a dark colour or a colour that might be liked by the Duke of wherever. It means that you can go and paint it like it was black, but then it had but then acid was poured on it. And I really like that. First-person players will note it's got a very cramped interior. It's really stripped out, like a proper track beast, but it does feel quite tight. And now we must test the power, so let's floor it. And it's not bad. It's not the best, but it's not exactly Lexus LC500. I would say that maybe it needs a little bit more pep, but it's certainly not the worst thing I've driven, which is always a positive. And as a track car with all this, ludicrous aero, like, check out that rear diffuser and Pagani exhaust. Surely it should be good in the corners, right? Well, it's not the best. From what I can find, in these corners, it's twitchy at low speeds, pretty poor at high speeds. I'm not finding it very fun to drive, but the worst thing of all is the fact that the suspension is shit. There is so much bloody body roll. Like, look at this. It's not acceptable. As a car that's focused for the track, you expect it to be, pretty much impossible to roll. The suspension, I mean. And yet here it is, twisting and turning about like a spaghetti noodle. It's rubbish. The suspension is totally cack. I'm really not happy if you can't tell. And then they don't even have any good steering to make up for that. It's honestly you know, in the corners, abysmal. And that's being nice. And as, you know, a very short wheelbase car with a heck ton of power, I doubt it's going to be any good drifting-wise. I mean, just look at the McMurtry Spearling. Let's find out. Right, here we go to a corner. Handbrake, turn. I didn't handbrake enough, I don't think. Right, let's do it properly this time. Okay, I think we could work with this. This doesn't seem too bad. Right, turn in, handbrake. That is interesting. It does lose quite a bit of speed when you're sliding, but if you do gather more speed, it settles itself until eventually it's really good, which means this game actually has active downforce, which I did not realise. Well done, Foxy. Once again, you've proved that physics-wise, CDT is unmatched. But I have to admit, you can get some pretty good drifts but still have some fishtails. You've got to be going probably 120 plus. You can do it, you can do the drifts perfectly fine at 100, but then afterwards it sort of tries to spin. But eventually, because of all this air going over your wing at speed, it's easy to get back and it's easy to slide, which is really good. So maybe this Trackitpla isn't actually a Trackitpla. It's a Driftipla. Or maybe it's just, you know, happens to be really good at drifting and shit at what it's supposed to be. That might just be me. As a piece of art, it's really not bad. I mean, this is definitely one of the most extreme cars I've seen. It's very cool, and I love the livery. Manages to disguise the fact that the multiplier itself is a bit of a minge. But anyway, we are now on the multipler's home turf. So let's find out how good it is here. Right, off the line. Right, through here. Not bad, not bad. Actually feels half decent on the track. I still do not like the stupid amounts of body roll though. Brake. Oh, the brakes are good. The steering's not the best, but the brakes are good. Right, turn in. Nice. This is actually reasonably good. I mean, 42.2 might not seem the best until you realise, if you have Robux, this thing is free. And I have to admit, the value for money is where it exceeds. Look, now I've put a suspension job on it. The suspension is still far too soft, but I have got rid of most of the body roll, which is helpful. And also made it slightly more, bad. But anyway, 500 trophies really is not that much. And yet, that's all you need to unlock a 195 mile an hour car. Admittedly, it does not handle very well, but 195 miles an hour is 195 miles an hour. Which also makes this the fastest first car in a season ever. Due to the fact that the Le Mans rims are 100 trophies and therefore come before it in the season. Which is pretty impressive. So yeah, I have to admit, value for money, well not value for money, but value for time, this is up there with some of the best. So with that, thank you for watching. Hopefully my 100 sub special will be out later, if I can shoot it and edit it quickly enough. In the meantime, I have just spun it, because it is still lethal. And subscribe, and I will hopefully see you in like a couple of hours, maybe longer.